Michael from oneskyastrology, and this video is going to take a look at the full moon lunar eclipse on January 21st. Alright, let's jump right in. So we can see the sun here right on the Cap's edge boundary, right on that cusp, and the moon here in Cancer. But before we look at that, I want to take a note of some of the planetary alignments that will be surrounding this full moon, because Mars in Pisces here plays pretty prominently into this, making very close trines to this Venus-Jupiter conjunction. This Venus-Jupiter conjunction is the two benefics right there on the cusp of Scorpio and Ophiuchus, and that's really good energy for the transformation that this eclipse cycle is going to be bringing about. Really, really blessed, positive, benefic energy for personal transformation. And trine up to Mars, this could really be a big assist in balancing masculine and feminine energies in our personal world. So that's a bit of a good sign, if you ask me. We do also have Mars making a close square up to Saturn here, down at the bottom of the chart in Sagittarius. And that square is interesting because Mars is in Pisces, so that drive could be expressed. The drive that Mars expresses could be something toward the mystical, the spiritual end of things. There's also tendencies with Pisces to self-deception and delusion. So we want to watch out that this Mars is not squaring Saturn in a way that makes us blinded or deceiving ourselves about some of these transformations. Again, this alignment here is of Jupiter and Venus is very much about transformation on this cusp. It's on a cusp of transformation. And with Saturn, we do see Saturn approaching Pluto here in Sag. Now, Saturn represents structures. It represents orthodoxies and conservative systems. And Pluto deepens and intensifies anything that it comes into contact with, but it also transforms. Pluto is where things will make that underworld journey and arise out of their own ashes as if they were the phoenix. And as we see the planet Saturn and the powers of the structures of power that it represents approaching Pluto, a lot of people have been talking about, especially in freedom-loving Sagittarius. We might see things shaken up a bit. We might see the structure of power challenged. We might see it reshape itself, take a new form. So with all this as the backdrop, the sun, again, was moving out of Sag where it had the new moon and moving right up here onto the Sag Cap border. And that entry into Capricorn is going to signal a time of reservation, a time of pulling in, where Sagittarius is very expansive, very freedom-oriented, very forward-thinking, very much with a drive to enjoy and learn. Capricorn is much more conservative and much more reserved, and this is a time to maybe feel a little discipline supported in our life as we make that transition. And the moon will be reflecting that light from the constellation of Cancer. And I just want to take a second and say, if you notice that the signs I'm using are different, it's because I'm using the actual skies. This is a system called True Sidereal Astrology. So if that's unfamiliar to you and you were expecting to see 12 even signs of 30 degrees each, look into True Sidereal Astrology, some of the videos on this channel and others on that subject. So yeah, back to Cancer. Moon in Cancer. This is a nurturing influence, a very supportive, very sensitive influence. So as that new moon dawned 2 weeks ago, and that Sagittarian energy was that was also an eclipse. So this is eclipse season. So that could be a shaking up, a more freedom oriented, more expanse oriented shaking up of just events, the psyche. If you felt some new energies in your life, eclipse season is really good for that. And now, as this cycle is reaching its apex, reaching its peak, and the full moon is culminating in the harvest of this, what we're seeing is the sun move into Capricorn, conservative, reserved Capricorn, and the moon expressing those values of family, the values of home. We may find a lot of emotional security in connecting to the people we love, the family unit that we have, be it blood or otherwise. And we may find a lot of value in kind of bringing those energies, those Sagittarian energies, back, and coming a little closer to home. So again, with Mars in Pisces, making all these aspects up to Venus and Jupiter, aspects up to Saturn as it approaches Pluto. Let's not deceive ourselves about any transformations, any things that may need to be let go in our lives, anything that might change in the structure of power or authority as this eclipse season shakes things up. But let's keep that wide open view and tap into Pisces, mystical and spiritual aspects to channel that Martian drive in our lives. All right, everyone, that's about it for this look at the full moon on January 21st. I thank you very much, as always, and I'll see you next time.